Hello, Potato, and may the 4th be with you. Yes, today is Star Wars Day, which is why I'm being joined by my friend Chewbacca. Chewbacca, speak up, son. There you go. Yep, Chewie and I are going to look through some old Star Wars stuff because can't really get any new stuff right now, although I do have a number of things on order. Of course, also I do have a better Chewie than this. He's up there on the shelf. Yep. But I didn't feel like taking that shelf apart to get him down for this. So, you get this furball instead. This is actually my wife's. We picked him up a number of years ago, and he's got a little dust on him. Let's polish his nose. There we go. It wasn't shiny, and that was the problem. Yeah, we picked him up a few years ago, and it was my wife's, and she didn't like storing him, so she said, here, you can have him, and put him in my office. And that is where he has stayed. So, he will join me today. And it's on the subject of ordering new things, or buying new things. Of course, Disney Store is closed right now, and nothing will make you appreciate the efficiency and kindness and professionalism of a Disney Store cast member. You tell him, Chewie. Like trying to order something from shopDisney.com on a limited release day. First of all, let's discuss the app. There's the app. If you like seeing the screen, use the app. If you don't like seeing the screen, the app is complete and total garbage today. Haven't been able to do a single solitary thing on it. And if you try to use the website, so apparently, after 2+ years of having issues of the site crashing during like the mini releases and the Mickey releases and the doll releases, they decided to finally institute a virtual waiting room. Yeah, it didn't work. Didn't work at all. What that ultimately meant is you would get this infinite graphic of the Empire, the Millennium Falcon flying through hyperspace, telling you that you were in line and just to be patient. And then eventually this page would either crash and you just get an error screen, or it wouldn't do anything at all, and you would just see the Falcon on there for literal hours. And I can say literal hours because I spent 4 hours ordering stuff. 4 hours. I was on there before the release at 7 o'clock. All I wanted to get initially was the key and the cool little probe droid figure. Got him in my basket. Went to check out. And 3.5 hours of fighting with shopDisney.com to take my money. 4 hours. It took 3 hours for the mini stuff. I actually recorded a video like while doing the mini stuff, if you remember from an earlier one of these. And yeah, that was not magical, Disney. Absolutely not magical. I really wish, I wish we weren't in the middle of a pandemic killing thousands of people for other reasons. But, I really miss if I'd waited in line at the Disney Store, I would have been in line less time before buying my stuff than I was online fighting with shopDisney.com, as it gave all sorts of weird little fun errors like kicking you off and just, logging you out consistently. Letting you get all the way to the checkout thing and the little CAPTCHA box just wouldn't appear, so you couldn't click checkout. Or instead of putting in your credit card, or indeed the one that you already had saved, because that for some reason is gone, instead of letting you put your credit card in, it would just put up an error message saying the IP was blocked. Yep, I thought maybe I'd tried so many times to buy things that perhaps Shop Disney had blocked me from trying to check out so many times. But I found out, no, on Facebook, nope, everybody was getting that error. Apparently the only people that are allowed to buy things at shopDisney.com easily are people who are going to turn around and resell them. Because yes, that Star Wars key is already on eBay for hundreds of dollars. And if you buy it from them at that price, you're just encouraging them, so you know what, you don't need it that badly if you didn't get it. If I hadn't gotten it, I would not be buying it from a reseller for $200. Alright. But yeah, shopDisney.com, absolute garbage. Flaming screet pile in a dumpster. Horrible website. Alright, I think that's out of my system now. 4 hours. And then I spent another hour trying to order a few extra pins. But I seem to have gotten all the orders through. At 11 o'clock, when I finally got Joy on my first order, Joy being, the actual character from Inside Out, oh my gosh, I insane, maniacal laughter. Because I beat them. Because I won. I made them take my money. Which is probably the stupidest victory ever. Alright. Enough of that. Enough talking about new. Oh, also, I have pre-ordered the Lego version of the Razor Crest. The Mandalorian ship. It's not supposed to come out until September. I don't think it will be. I'm going to guess it's going to get delayed like everything else this year. But it's been ordered, which means I should be getting, hopefully before the Razor Crest ships, I should be getting the Star Wars Day giveaway set, which is a little mini build of the Death Star 2 run, which when it comes in, we're going to do that, especially if we're still doing these. Alright, that's enough talk about new Star Wars stuff. Let's look at old Star Wars stuff. So what I'm going to show you is kind of like Juilliard stuff we've had kicking around the house for a long time. I don't think I've certainly never shown it in videos before. I don't know that it's even appeared like in the background of videos before. So let's take a look and see what we've scrounged around. Some things I think are kind of odd things, and that's part of why I'm showing them. Like this. Star Wars Epic Duels. So I'm sure I bought this because it comes with miniatures, 31 of them to be exact. This was put out by Milton Bradley. I don't think it did very well. It's obviously been opened, so I don't know what the price on it was. I'm sure I bought it as a red slash or orange tag item. It must have come out after episode 2 because it's got Jango Fett in it. And what you get in your box is you get... Again, we've obviously never played this. You have 4 little play fields from the trilogy, the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. You've got some cards for all the characters you can actually play as. You've got instructions. Don't need those. And then you've got tons of cards. And I suppose if I read the instructions, I understand what all of these cards go to, but I haven't, and I don't. And you have lots of little miniatures. Got Stormtroopers and Mace Windu, Darth Maul. Got a die, because you have to move your character around the board. Amidala. Why does Amidala always seem like she's in that outfit? Got Princess Leia. They're kind of cheaply made figures. I mean, there's no detail on them. Which is another reason why I'm pretty sure this was a game I bought on like clearance. There's a youngish Obi-Wan. Got, I think that's supposed to be Return of the Jedi Luke. More Stormtroopers. Anakin. Battle droid. That's a really awful battle droid, isn't it? Just like a solid chunk there. Of course, I suppose if you made one that was like better quality, it would also break easily. Got our Jango Fett. Gotta have the Fett man. Do we have a Boba Fett in here? Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Gotta have your Fetts. But yeah, a little catalog for the action figures, it looks like. I'm sure I have some. I know I have that one. We showed that in a previous video. Wonder if I have any more of these guys. Oh, yep, there's the Jango from that previous video. Or sorry, Boba, that's Boba. That's Jango. But they were both in the same video. And they're both up on the wall now. Yep, and lots of little cards that I'm sure go with certain factions of characters, telling you what you can and can't do. Let go of your hatred. Play anytime on your turn. Choose an opponent that opponent chooses and discards 2 cards. So, can you play this with more than 2 people? What's it say? 2 to 6 players, yeah. I suspect, had this game come out a few years later, like when things like Settlers of Catan and Carcassonne and Gloomhaven, which of course is quite a few years later, Gloomhaven and stuff like all those kind of games we have now, Disney's Villainous, this probably would have done quite well. If they tried to re-release it today, it probably would do okay. But they won't, because now they have a new miniature game with the spaceships. That's very, very expensive. Like, some of the little ships are 30, 40, 50 bucks a piece. So they've gone the kind of the Warhammer way. As were these, I'm pretty sure this game was out probably on the height of popularity of HeroClix. HeroClix and Mage Knights. If you don't remember those, they were miniature battling games, kind of in the vein of your Warhammer. But the miniatures had their own built-in damage counter systems, hence the clicks that you would turn to, and as it took damage, it would affect their life, and I think would affect their attack and stuff too. I have a few of those kicking around. I think most of them have gotten put away. I don't have an grab handy. But yeah, I collected some HeroClix and some Mage Knights, and they were fun. There's also this one miniature game, like it came in packs of cards, but the cards made little plastic sailing ships. And I know I've got those around here somewhere, and if I ever find them, I'll probably at least put them up on the at Void of Intelligence Instagram. But that's enough time on that. What else can we talk about here? I've got a number of things stacked around me. Let's start with this guy next. The Gamorrean Guard. He says Return of the Jedi, and I'm not sure why he's kind of in the prequel packaging, but he is from Return of the Jedi. I did not pay 30 bucks for him. I've actually got two of them. This is the one in worse condition. This is the one that's going to get opened eventually. The better condition one is up on a shelf with some Star Wars Lego on top of it now. But I love these. I love these 12-inch figures. I mean, it's great. Some of them aren't great. That Luke Skywalker I had out here for the Jesus Christ action figure was not a tremendously wonderful figure. But this is. And look at the sculpt on him. Bring him in for a closer look here. I mean, that is nice. I've had this figure kicking around here for years. Well, probably since 2003, because that's when KB got it in. So maybe 2004. I should probably get a better picture on here looking at the back of it than you can through the plastic in here. Yep, I would like to get some more of these figures. I have about a dozen, mostly, actually I think entirely original trilogy. I don't think I have any prequels in the 12-inch size. But it's like, maybe an Anakin and a Qui-Gon. Padme is a little fashion doll looking there. Something about the proportions of her head. She's got a little bit of a Barbie thing going on, doesn't she? Still, it's Star Wars. We actually did, for the episode 1, we had, and I think my wife actually has one, some Padme Amidala fashion dolls in her big fancy queen dress that you could take off and comb her hair, and I think it had extensions that you could put in it. And it was really, really unpopular for the most part. Yep, they made way too many of them, and we had them on orange tag forever. What's next? Let's see what's big things. I think the next biggest thing is this. I have mentioned these in a video before about, I think when I was talking about the kind of rescue hero looking nature of some of the toy box figures. I mentioned these Star Wars things. And they were released again after this with a different name on them. They've also done Marvel ones and Indiana Jones ones. And I think I know I have an Indiana Jones one from the later version of these. And I think I actually have a Punisher. I think they actually did make the Punisher in this little kids preschool toys line, which is hilarious because, for the same reason we're never going to see a Punisher Lego figure. Not a real one. I have my knockoff one, of course. But these are big chunky things for little kids to play with. There were non-Star Wars ones that were like this too, like knights and stuff in them. But I mean, it's quite a little detailed thing. I've never actually opened it, and I probably never will. And they had a bunch of other little sets, and I think we might have that one somewhere, but I didn't see it when I was looking for stuff today. But I did find in this line a couple of the vehicle sets. Yep, we've got from the original trilogy, the X-Wing Fighter. Look at that, that's a nice chunky thing. I am actually kind of tempted to open that up and find a shelf place for him. And then we have that doesn't show up in there anyways. The Naboo fighter from the original movie, from episode 1. Now you may notice on these that it says they have Jedi Force action. Now what that was is that Obi-Wan and I guess Luke here, I don't know, maybe did Vader? Luke did. But they have magnets in the little hand that's sticking out flat. Right there and right there. And there's magnets in there. And on other figures, like the battle droid here, there are magnets in their chest as well. So when you move the character towards them, the magnets will repulse and send the droid flying backwards. Not flying backwards. It would fall over. It was for 3-year-olds. But they're very nicely detailed for what they were. And again, they've come out at least one time since then with a different name. But they were the same sets. And they came out with new sets too. But yep, they were a cute thing. Very big, very chunky. That X-Wing's a lot heavier than this. And they were the same price. You're getting a lot more plastic in that X-Wing than you are in this, clearly. Yeah, same number of figures, right? No, I guess you get one extra figure in this one. You get little Anakin, so that you can kill him. Because yeah, everybody hated him. That movie killed that kid's career. Oh well, it happens, right? All right, we're gonna stay with Play School here. So you know how they have all the time now. You see them, no, not so much all the time, but for a while there you saw them. You still see them like at half-price book stuff. I don't think I see them new so much anymore. But they're called pop potatoes or something like that. They're Mr. Potato Heads that are dressed like, Daredevil and the Hulk and stuff. Well, that started a long time ago now. I guess about 15 years ago now, judging by what I'm about to show you. With Darth Tater. Now, now you may have seen in some other pictures, and when I've panned up to show the shelf that Chewie's on, I do have a Darth Tater out, along with a Dalek potato up there. Yes, I bought 2 of them. They were so popular when they came out that I bought one and opened it, and decided to buy a second one just to keep in the box, which I have done ever since. But unlike, I think, a lot of the newer ones, the newer ones I think are like my Doctor Who one, and actually the Dalek as well, are a little bit smaller. These are the size of the standard Mr. Potato Head, and a lot of the pop ones now are smaller, the movie ones. But they also had all the extra bits in them, so you could, I think, you could just make kind of a normal Mr. Potato Head out of them. It's got the tongue and the mouth and stuff. It doesn't have to be, kind of like a dark helmet potato there. It doesn't have to just be straight Darth Vader. And all the bits store in his butt. And of course, with as popular as Darth Tater was, they had to keep going, right? Which gave you Spud Trooper, which I believe was the second one. There was also an R2-D2 one, I think a C-3PO. I don't have any of those. I will admit I do have, because I like them when they have the little pun names like Spud Trooper and Darth Tater, because they eventually stopped doing that. I think when they got their own line of things, like my Doctor Who one just says the 11th Doctor on it. But like Mr. Potato Head says Taters of the Lost Ark for the Indiana Jones one, which, yes, I do have. And I have Spud Lightyear from Toy Story. And I think that's all of them. I think that's all of them that I have. I've tried to generally be strong and not buy Daredevil Mr. Potato Head. For some reason I kept the receipt on this one. Maybe I must have bought it early in my shift or something and had to keep the receipt with it. But I bought it on October 23rd, 2005 at the Sunrise Mall store. I don't know whose number that was that rung it up. Obviously I didn't ring it up myself. I got them for $7. Must have been on sale or something. I mean, it looks like he was only $8.99. Maybe that's why I bought him. Maybe he was cheap. I mean, I guess 15 years ago prices, $8.99 is not super cheap, is it? I remember when comic books used to cost 75 cents. Alright. Candy bars were 40 cents. See, when I was young, old people would say that about, bread was a nickel. And it sounds funnier to me, but I suppose if you're a young person watching this and you're used to paying $3 for a loaf of bread, the idea of paying $1 for a loaf, or indeed $5 or $6 for a comic book, the idea of paying 75 cents for one does seem like someone telling me that, bread was a nickel. All right, enough of being old. Although if I wasn't old, I wouldn't have all this old stuff, and we wouldn't be looking at all these old Star Wars items. So let's go on to the next item, which are these mini mugs. Now, I think I've discussed these on this channel before, although I don't know why, because I don't think I've shown you any Mighty Mug items on here before. But about maybe 5 years before Funko Pops really took off, there was another thing called Mighty Mugs, which were the same general idea. They were vinyl figures, chunkier, with a dome kind of head instead of a kind of egg cube shaped one like your Pops have. And I've got a few of them around. I've got like a Captain America one, and I think I have a Ghost Rider. I think I have an Indiana Jones. I've got a few of them. They're bigger than Pop. The normal ones are bigger than Pops. Actually, these mini ones are probably just a little bit smaller than a normal Pop. The normal sized ones were probably a good inch or two taller than your Funko Pop. But apparently I bought these at Target. They were Target exclusives. You got Yoda, Vader, a Stormtrooper, and then a Bounty Hunter pack. And I know why I bought them for. Got Bosk, Boba Fett, and IG-88. And yep, that's still in pretty good shape. There also apparently there was one more. Cad Bane. He's from like the Clone Wars animated series, right? That's a prequel pack. And it says there's no way you could possibly do justice to Grievous. I love the character design on General Grievous, but there's no way you could give him justice in Mighty Mug form. I probably skipped on that one for that reason. Yeah, that was, I think, the thing with Mighty Mugs is that they were a little too limiting in their concept, so you couldn't do as much with them as you can with Pops. Pops, I think, lend themselves to a lot more flexibility, but all Mighty Mugs had the same body, the generally same head. Like, you have the helmet on the Darth Vader one there. Let's see if we can get you a better look at that. See, you can see his helmet there. And I think I have a Ghost Rider one, which they put flames on. But overall, I think the design was too limiting, and ultimately, I just think it's they came out a little too early. The world was not ready for mass collections of vinyl things, because there were a number of series. I mean, they really were. If they come out like a year or two later, I think we'd be collecting these things instead of Pops. Because they had like Transformer ones. I think they had one. I know they had Indiana Jones ones because I have one. I think they had G.I. Joe ones for the G.I. Joe movie that had come out around that time. There was a bunch of them. They were just a little early to market, and I personally think visually a little limiting. I think they have a cool style, don't get me wrong. But people complain about Pops being a little seamy in their physical appearance. Yeah, they very much were on these kind, the Mighty Mugs and the Mini Mugs. But they're a nice old thing to see. Speaking of nice old things to see, there's something here another thing from KB. The duel between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader from A New Hope. Yep, there's no action to these. There's no little switches to make them spin or fight or anything. But there was a whole series of them. The Swing to Freedom with Luke and Leia. The Death Star escape. And no, there weren't any prequel ones. That's surprising. Yeah, but it's a nice little set. They were only $4.99 when we had them, which is why I bought them, because I got my discount on top of that. And it's a nice little box set. And I think we're coming to a close here. I think I only have one more item that I wanted to show you today. And that is this. The special edition 500th figure Darth Vader. Yep, we had a couple of these kind of things come out when I worked at KB. We also had, I think, like a 100th or a 500th Batman figure come out too, and it was a really nice Batman Beyond figure, and I didn't get it, and I kind of regret that, but I have so much stuff around here that I don't need to have more. but I buy more anyways. But I don't need to have more from back then because I have to keep room for new stuff. Yep, it's Darth Vader in his little rest area, his little pod. You can see the back of it there, and it's got the little switch that makes the helmet go up and down. Yep, it's a nice little thing. It's still got actually a little bit of dust on it. Did not do a good job of dusting that off. This was up in a fairly high place when I got it down. Yep, that's going to do it for Star Wars Day this year. As far as I know, I'm still here tomorrow, so we will move back on and start a new bin. I've got them sitting right over there. And on the smell of curry front, the room does smell a little less like a curry cup noodle than it did yesterday or the day before. So I'm hoping that in a few more days that smell will go away. I enjoyed the curry cup noodle, but I don't need to smell it every time I come in here. Alright, so that will do it for our Star Wars Day this year. I will probably do a video of the other items as they come in, or when they come in, depends on how long it takes them to come in. If they come in while I'm still here, then they'll probably get their own day. And if they don't come in, then I'll probably just wait till they're all here and do a Sunday on them. You know, in the next couple of weeks, I think, the Quarantine Vlog series may actually surpass the normal videos for the number of videos I have up there. Yeah, I did not envision that when I started this. I absolutely did not envision that we would be going this long. But you know what? I've stuck with it, and one or two of you have stuck with it as well. And the videos are always there if you're bored and you want to watch them. And that's the nice thing about YouTube and doing videos, is that the stuff's there. Someone could discover it at any time. All right, so from me and from Chewbacca, yep, that would be Wookiee, for May the 4th be with you always. So please remember to wash your hands carefully, practice safe social distancing, wear your mask out in public, and stay healthy. And Chewie and I will see you in the... Well, no, Chewie won't. Chewie will go away. I will see you in the next video. Right, Chewie?